Hi, I'm Terry, and I'm conservative for a reason. So what are you going to find here? You're going to learn about the conservative thought process, or at least the thought process of me, this particular conservative. So do you want to get into the head of a conservative? You probably found the right place. Are you a conservative who kind of wants to up your game, find out the reasons for why conservatives believe what they believe? You're in the right place. Are you a liberal and maybe you want to learn more about our thought process so you can debate better with us? You're probably in the right place. So what you're not going to find here is going to be anger, hate speak of any kind. The thing that I hate most is hate speak. I will eject people from my forums for it. Very, very quickly they'll get a warning, and if they don't correct their behavior, they get sent packing. So you won't find any of that here. You'll find the logic behind what conservatives believe. So let's go over some things. Conservative for a reason. Conservative, not Republican. Let's clear that up, because a lot of people, when they hear conservative, they think Republican. And Republicans, at least the mainstream Republican establishment, is not conservative. They're more liberal, and there's a big difference. It goes all the way back to the beginning when you had the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists, and Hamilton was a Federalist. He believed in a large, strong, central government. Jefferson was an Anti-Federalist who believed that the government should be limited, that it should stay out of people's lives. That's a conservative. There is a lot of logic behind that thought process. The Anti-Federalists eventually became the Republicans. The Federalists eventually became the Democrats. And over time they morphed until you can't really tell much of a difference. So don't think Republican when you hear me say conservative. Think just conservative. A conservative is someone who bases their thought process on the Constitution. Now, let me correct another misconception. The Constitution, hear what I said, the Constitution, not constitutional law. God forbid we should base things on constitutional law. And the reason is constitutional law is quite often partisan, and it's that way by design, and it's gotten more extremely that way. And I'm going to take you back to a quote by Thomas Jefferson that you'll hear from time to time in my videos. And Thomas Jefferson wrote in a letter to a gentleman named William Johnson on the 12th of June in 1823, he said, "On every occasion of constitutional interpretation, let us carry ourselves back to the time when the Constitution was established. Recollect the spirit manifested in the debates, and instead of trying to force what meaning may be squeezed out of the text or invented against it, instead let us conform to the probable one in which it was passed." Just to emphasize, when he said instead of trying to force what meaning may be squeezed out of the text, what he's saying is the text is plain, the text is simple. We're going to talk about the Constitution. We're going to figure out what the Founding Fathers actually meant. How do we find out what they meant? We get into their heads. How do we do that? We read. We study. These guys didn't have social media. They couldn't pick up a phone and call somebody and talk. They couldn't get in a car and drive. They couldn't get in a plane and fly from Philadelphia to Boston. They had to write letters. They had to write their thoughts in documents, in books. I'm going to show you part of my library right now, and this is what got me started into reading the Founding Fathers. Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Incredible. Get it, read it. The Federalist Papers. And there's a good lesson in here. Hamilton was a Federalist and didn't agree with the concepts of Jefferson and his group, but yet as a Federalist, as a big government kind of a guy, he was still able to defend every word in the Constitution, along with his friends Madison and Day, who wrote these treatises. As you start reading about the Founding Fathers, you're going to have a favorite. My favorite, this is The Life and Selected Writings of Thomas Jefferson. This doesn't have a lot of commentary. This is his autobiography, and this is a collection of some of his letters. So yes, we can learn exactly what the Founding Fathers meant when they wrote the words that are in the Constitution. So that's one of the things that we center on. What does the Constitution actually say? So anything the government does or doesn't do, says or doesn't say, should trace back to the Constitution and to the principles in the Constitution. We find out what those are by reading about. There's right now a big debate about the Second Amendment, what's meant by the militia, whatnot. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but if you read the Federalist Papers, there are a couple of them that deal specifically with it, and we can find out exactly what they meant. Don't listen to the memes on Facebook, okay? So this is what I'm doing with these videos. I'm putting you into the head of a conservative. I'm teaching you some of the things that we should know as conservatives. And you're free to disagree with me. I want you to disagree with me. I love conversation. Respectful. I love respectful discourse. Contact me. Leave comments on the videos. Follow me on Facebook. Let's have a conversation. Let's just keep it respectful. Okay? Thanks, and welcome to my channel.